Good evening. My name is Jalal, and I'm going to be teaching Unit 4 listening. And this Unit 4, is about why do people do things with hand. Now, obviously, you've seen a lot of things get created in life, whether it's computer, whether it's a mobile phone, whether it's a TV, whether it's a wallet. Some things get created by machines. Now, some things get created by hands, okay? Now, on question number one, it says here, what handmade products do you use on a regular basis? Okay, handmade products. Now, handmade products can be a lot of things. It could be clothes, maybe some trainers that are made handmade. Some cars occasionally can be made handmade. Okay, so do your research on question number one. What things can be made handmade? They're the three things that I would say that were made handmade. Now, on question number two, do you have a favorite homemade object in your house? A sweater, a blanket, or a piece of furniture or an art? What do you like most about it? Okay, so talk about anything that you have in the house in this question, and it's quite simple. Let's talk about maybe, let's say, art. Okay, we'll talk about art. Let's say you're a painter. Okay, you enjoy painting, and you made this painting. Now, if I had a painting like that, what I would like about it the most is the way it looks, the way it is. Okay, how many hours you spent on it. Okay, and the hours and what your feelings were when you were making that art. Okay, most artists, that's what they tend to do. They love to talk about what feelings they had in the painting. Okay, that's why paintings are so valuable sometimes. Now, if you look at this photo, what products are being made? Why are they being made by hand? Okay, now this person, he's clearly welding metal. Okay, he's heated up the metal, he's getting a hammer, and then he molds it into shape. Okay, now a lot of things are made by hand. Things like maybe swords. Okay, years and years ago, the swords. If you watch Game of Thrones, or if you watch something like Peaky Blinders, every most of the machines, metal or materials, they're made by hand. Okay, as soon as he's done, he'll put it into the water. Okay, to let it cool down, and then if he feels like he wants to change it again, he can do. Okay, he uses a hammer. He has many other tools. He's wearing safety glasses. He's got a table. Now, these are the things that are usually made by hand. Now, if you see this very carefully, cooking. Cooking can be one thing as well. Now, if you go to the bakery, if you notice, some machines make some certain items, like maybe some cakes, but something like cookies or muffins, they're all made by hand, okay? So any bakery you go to, whether it's Panda, whether it's Athame, they all have their own bakery and they all make their own products. Now, what is a very good thing here, we talked about painting before. In painting, obviously, you love to make paint yourself. You don't make the paint yourself, you don't make the brushes, but you do make the art yourself, okay? There's no machine that can make art. Maybe there is, but it's not the same as a human person making the actual art itself. Or if you're a Western person, if it's a male or a male would probably get some suit made. Now in Saudi Arabia, a lot of people get their thobe made, handmade, which is really nice. I think the also, if you look at the females have dresses that they make handmade as well, fitted to the body itself. Okay. Now, first thing I want you two guys to do is on question B, pause this video, of course, and listen to the audio. On the audio, what you want to do is A, B, C, D. You want to put it into Marcus, Sophie, Una, and Felix. What you think they should do. Okay. So Marcus, it was cheaper for him. Okay. And Sophie, Una, and Felix, you want to put A, B, and C. Okay. Once you finish that, I want you to go into page number 66. Okay, on page 66, it's quite easy. Now, listening one, quilting new popularity, on page 66. Now, outlining other crafts are popular in many countries. Why do you think people like them? Now, this is your own opinion. I want you to tick why do people like making their own art, okay? Again, pause it and just tick what you think. Read it carefully and just tick what you think each person likes, okay? Now, use a dictionary. Understand these words very quickly, okay? Understand the meaning and understand the actual translation behind it, okay? So appreciation, development, you got panel, breed, encounter, recall, circulation, expand, series, convention, generation, take notes of, okay? Understand the meanings, and then what I want you to do is right down here, play the audio for this one, okay? And listen to the report about the popularity of quilting. Use the T chart to take notes, okay? So write down notes of reasons quilting becomes unpopular and reasons quilting became popular again, okay? Because at the moment we're in quarantine, a lot of people are running out of things to do in the house. So you've got PlayStation, of course, you can play PC, you can watch movies, but sometimes you want to do something in real life, maybe do some gardening or even some quilting, okay? A lot of ladies like to do quilting. Now, once you finish that, what I want you to do is listen to this audio on question C on page 67. Listen to the audio. Why do people stop quilting for many years? Circle A, B, okay? All the way for question number 6. Now, on page 68, read the statement T or F. T meaning true, is it right? F meaning false, which is wrong, okay? On page 68, question D. Write down true or false on question 1 to 7. Because you don't have a group and you're working alone, you can leave this question, or maybe you can talk about these questions yourself, okay? Listen, talk. You can write down little words or maybe a sentence here talking about the discussion in a group, okay? Question F. You've already understood these words from page 66, sorry. On page 66, you understood the words. Now you're going to put these words into play, okay? So, appreciation, convention, etc. All these words from listening 1. And you're going to put it into question number 1, 2, 3, all the way up to question 12, okay? On page 69. Sorry. So, once you finish that, again, pause the video, understand it, put the words into play, and then try to make sure the sentence is correct, okay? Then you go on to page number 70, all right? Now, on page 70, we're going to be talking about a listening skill, yellow box. Now, if you know a yellow box, it's talking about, is it important? Why is it important, okay? That's as simple as that is. Now, we often understand ideas that speakers has not actually stated making, okay? Making inference. Now, we often understand ideas that a speaker has not actually stated. Making inference involves reading between the lines or figuring out more than is actually said to understand the full meaning. Listen carefully to the inference based on the information available to you. Now, at the conversation last year, I saw Margaret Wilson. I couldn't believe it. She has won so many awards and made so many quilts that I love. These conventions are really cool because sometimes you get to meet famous quilters. Now, this is actually talking about Margaret Wilson, okay? You're talking about any awards and talking about the things that she loves doing, okay? So you have to read between the lines. Now, reading between the lines is trying to figure out what they're trying to say without actually saying it, okay? So now, a lot of times you have to look at the speed and pitch. Speed means the speed of how they speak, and the pitch is exactly of how it is pitched, okay? Pitch goes up if it's talking about excitement, and sometimes it goes down if it's talking about something bad. Tone. Does the speaker laugh or sound serious? Now, this is very important, okay? That's trying to read between the lines. When you have a conversation between two people, that's what happens, okay? If they're laughing, that means they're not very serious, okay? They're laughing and they're joking. If they sound serious, they won't be laughing. There'll be a very still tone. Descriptive words. Listen to the words that express feelings and opinions like love, hate, terrible, wonderful, terrific, and so on. Okay. Once you finish that, on question A on page 71, listen to the audio and the excerpts 1, 2, and 3. Circle the answer what you think it is correct. Circle the correct answer, okay? Once you finish that on page 71, question B, you're going to circle A or B, okay? You're going to put in A or B. That's it really, okay? And play the audio. Do that for number 1 and number 2 as well, 3 and 4. Once you finish that, on page 72, we're going to be talking about note-taking skill. Using a split page to take notes and create questions, okay? Now, this is very simple. All you have to do is get a piece of paper, put a line in between, and write question and note a main idea and important detail. Let's say the question is, what is your favorite color? Okay, or we'll use this unit, okay? Why do people make things by hand? They make it by hand to not be sad. You could talk about they like to do it because they're not lazy, etc. Okay, so this is a good idea of how to take good note-taking skill. Okay, in work, when you start working or when you go to maybe overseas university, you have to take notes all the time. Okay, you can't pass exams without taking notes. On this page 72, question A, listen to the presentation, play the audio. All you're going to do is write down the question and the reasons to build a bike, and then talk about the questions in difficulty in building a bike, okay? So a bicycle. On page 73, we're listening to, there is the box.